It's the excruciating 8 seconds that speaks volumes about the relationship between the state's political leaders. Wedged into one corner of a black leather couch in her modest office 21 stories above Martin Place, New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian is enthusiastically outlining her achievements in the 11 months she has held the job. Her usual polished self, Berejiklian's answers are delivered with meticulous detail and pinpoint accuracy. She exudes an aura of tight self-control. Appropriately, given that the HSC results are out today, it's a bit like interviewing the school captain who has achieved top marks. Until, that is, the one question she is apparently unprepared for. What do you think about Luke Foley? This plunges her into a deep and prolonged silence. Good question, she mutters before delivering a distinctly ungenerous appraisal. I think he's very political, she eventually allows of the opposition leader, the man who wants her job. And he's good at politics. That's as much as he'll say. Pressed as to whether the pair get on well, the Premier issues a blunt no. I have been around long enough to see him in action, she explains, with a weak smile. In a world of polished politicos who fight opponents hard in the chamber but profess to enjoy a collegiate friendship outside, it's an unusually frank admission. Would she like that relationship to change? No. I have got a job to do, he's got his job to do, Berejiklian says quickly. I don't need to be his friend. The tension is only mildly relieved when the Premier's minder pipes up that our time is running out. Berejiklian is speaking to the Herald to mark the forthcoming anniversary in January of her first year as New South Wales Premier. To her right, a large, east-facing window affords a bird's-eye view of New South Wales Parliament House on Macquarie Street, at least until a shiny new tower next to her office rises from the concrete slab being laid below. Immediately outside the window a white crane lowers steel girders to high Viscount-clad workers. Cranes often feature in Berejiklian's discourse, as she revels in the claims that Sydney has more of them on the horizon than any other global city. Construction activity and how it is charging the economy is a favourite topic for good reason. New South Wales is booming, and in large part it is due to the government's $80 billion pipeline of gigantic road and rail projects. Unemployment is at 4.6%. 2 days after this interview, Treasurer Dominic Perrottet will update his first budget to reveal cumulative surpluses approaching $10 billion over the next 4 years. The government is in clover, perhaps in an even better position than it dared to hope when Berejiklian's predecessor and friend Barry O'Farrell took government from Labour in 2011 after 16 years in opposition. Yet while times are good, there is trouble brewing. 3 weeks ago Berejiklian stood beside her Sports Minister Stuart Ayres to announce what they presumably expected to be a welcome announcement, $2.5 billion to knock down and rebuild 3 Sydney sports stadiums. Of that, $2 billion will go towards rebuilding the Olympic Stadium at Homebush and the Sydney Football Stadium at Moore Park. Far from being warmly met, the extravagance of the announcement sparked a backlash.